10 Unbelievable Cursed People. But first, thanks Hugo for leaving us this suggestion on our Cursed Objects video. We're glad to bring you videos about unbelievable curses, but before you get scared, just remember, you asked for it. Number 10. Roy Sullivan. Whether it's having extremely bad luck, or even just being born that way, there becomes a point where you have to begin to wonder if someone's misfortune is caused by some horrific curse. The ranger named Roy Sullivan certainly seems like he might be one of those people. The odds of being struck by lightning once in your life are about 1 in 10,000. This man, Roy Sullivan, was struck by lightning 7 times. The odds of being struck by lightning 7 times in your lifetime is about 1 in 22 septillion. This would lead you to believe that this man came across too many black cats or something. In case you were wondering, the number septillion has 24 zeros. It's very likely no one will ever be hit by lightning that much ever again in the history of mankind. Number 9. The Cursed Caste of India. India is a much more superstitious country than other places around the world. They're home to what's known as a caste system, which divides Hindu followers into 4 main castes. At the very top, there's the high class of people who are considered to be prestigious, such as the Brahmins, who have jobs like priests. But at the very bottom of the caste system are what's considered to be the untouchables. It's forbidden in Hindu religion to marry outside your caste, and these people are considered to be impure since their parents didn't follow the system. Other reasons for becoming untouchable is set in the belief of karma, and you're paying for sins you committed in a past life. So basically, you were just born cursed. This results in the untouchables becoming outcasted by society. Basically, people in India believe that they deserve this type of lifestyle. They are forced to work the most undesirable jobs in India, like leatherworking, sewage cleaning, and garbage men. They will forever be cursed until the end of their life and born into another one. Number 8. The crew from the Poltergeist. Imagine working on movies about supernatural beings and cults, only to find out later that many people around you who worked on it seem to have been plagued by tragic events. Was Steven Spielberg's film the most cursed production of all time? One man named Oliver Robbins was a child in the movie and claims that he quit the movie industry due to the tragedies that happened after making the Poltergeist. Both of the girls who played his sisters tragically lost their lives, one being Dominique Dunn, we see here, who was strangled by her boyfriend weeks after the film was released. Lou Perryman also acted in Texas Chainsaw Massacre and was killed by an axe actually in real life in Austin, Texas. These are just 2 of the 4 cast members who were victims of the curse. Could the strange occurrences that happened after making this film be all a coincidence, or did they anger some unknown force? Number 7. The Al-Aqdam People. This social minority group in Yemen were also deemed as untouchables by the rest of society, and they live life at the very lowest of all classes in this country. Not only are they segregated from the rest of the population of Yemen, they're also forced to work the most menial jobs you can possibly think of. The reasons for the discrimination are still unknown, but some believe these were the people who were the descendants of the Sudanese who invaded Yemen during the Middle Ages. If you are born from an Aqdam family, you are forced to live the rest of your life with other people deemed untouchable and live in a different part of town like we see here. If someone marries outside into this caste, they're risking being completely shut off by their families. You can tell from this photo the horrific conditions these people are forced to live in, and many of their homes are made like tents with blankets. The group of people here have been ridiculed quite often in the media, and they're portrayed as being lazy, dirty, and immoral. One saying often goes, "Clean your plate if it's touched by a dog, but break it if it's touched by an Al-Aqdam." Number 6. The Albinos of Africa. In places in Eastern Africa, such as Tanzania, being born as an albino is possibly one of the worst curses anyone could possibly have. Being albino in Africa, many children will certainly have to live a life of fear that someone is after them and their lives. Many young albino children from this country are kidnapped, abducted, and their body parts are used in black magic rituals. Some miners in this region believe that potions with crushed bones of albinos will bring them good luck and wealth. Here we can see charities working their best to protect them, but it's certainly no easy task. This man's life is already difficult enough from his condition, which results in lack of any skin pigmentation. He always has the thought on his mind that people are after him. They're also known as the ghost people, and they live in places known as rescue fortresses, which act as safe havens. Number 5. The Tanka People. Also known as the gypsies of the sea, the Tanka people are basically the untouchables of China and primarily live on China's eastern coastline. Historically speaking, they've been considered outcasts of society who live on these strange man-made islands. The rest of China considered them to be ancestors of snakes and pushed them out of society in 700 AD. However, they appear to be people who have more Malaysian ancestry. In the times before the People's Republic of China, they were banished from land, literally, and were not allowed to mingle with the general population. This forced them to settle on their boats. They've constructed quite unique settlements that are still functioning in modern day times, and have preferred to live this way other than accepting life elsewhere. Number 4. Devil horns. If you begin to grow random horns from your head, kind of like the devil, does that make you cursed? A horn began to grow from this woman's head in China. This horn-looking object grew 2.5 inches and has seriously frightened people in her village. Many believe that she might be possessed by some type of demon or an evil spirit. Doctors claim that it's just keratin growth, and it's made of the same things as your fingernails. Another woman had to deal with similar criticisms in the Sichuan province when she grew a horn 5 inches long. Number 3. Stray lover. Here's what happens in India if they believe you are cursed among the already cursed people who live there. This ceremony is supposed to relieve this woman of her horrible luck. She'll suffer a horrible fate upon her and her family. The village elders order her to do this, but once it's over with, she should be able to find true love with a real person. The evil curse she's been dealt with in life will be passed on to the dog instead. And from this photo, you can tell he's really not too happy about the situation. Number 2. Cursed Japanese commercial actors. The tissue company called Kleenex made this commercial in the 1980s. Many people found the music in the background of this ad to be extremely bizarre. The woman sounded as if she was chanting a German curse hymn in addition to the already strange ad. Not long after making this, a horrifying curse was put onto all those who had something to do with the production. The child you see here was dressed up like an ogre. Not long after the commercial was over, he began to suffer from severe nightmares and became seriously ill. His mother went mentally insane, and she had to be admitted into a mental hospital. The woman in the tissue ad is still doing okay, but unable to have children. The cameraman who shot it, we'll just say he went into a sauna and never came out. And number 1. Lotto ticket winners. Many of us dream of winning the lottery, and there could be no setbacks of winning a huge amount of money, right? Wrong. Many people who've won lotteries don't exactly know what to do with a huge amount of cash, and the people you love the most become insanely jealous and greedy. This man, Ryan Maggie, won £4.6 million, and he bought himself this red Ferrari. He left his wife, sold his respectable home to live somewhere more upscale, and invested money in a new business. This man here, Michael Carroll, absolutely lost his mind, developed a drug issue, and blew through £9 million faster than you can blink. These are just a few of the lottery-winning horror stories out there.